Chuck.
I like when I see a few grins,
Okay, it's setting up
Mike.
your webinar.
Oh, I see
So-
Mike too. What's up, Mike?
We're redirecting to YouTube, and then we're live. Okay, welcome to FunnelFlow Mastermind. My name's Caleb, and I have a dad haircut right now. I'm sorry about that. I've been trying desperately to get into just the barbershop. I don't know why it's so freaking difficult, but here we are. That's my problem. You don't want to hear about my problems. You didn't come to hear about my struggles. You came to hear about how to grow your business through the power of sales funnels. We have Mike Ortiz. Welcome, Mike. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm amped. Let's go.
Yeah.
Woo! Part of the creative team of the Willy Wonka funnel. If you know anything about funnels, that's like a classic. I mean, my gosh. When I learned that he was part of the Willy Wonka funnel that had made like ridiculous amounts of money and the design was just insane, I was like,
Great.
you made that? Oh my gosh. And then I got all, yeah. So tell us about the Willy Wonka funnel a little later today, Mike.
I will. And I will say, I don't recommend making your wife be an Oompa Loompa. Let's just keep that, where it should be. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Honor your wife. Honor your wife.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Anyway, Andreas, not the originator of the Willy Wonka funnel, but our friend from Florida, regardless. Andreas, how are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic, Caleb. How are you doing?
Oh, good. Thank you. Thanks for dialing in today. Right. Do you have gravel in your coffee this morning?
No, but I thought I'd put on my radio voice somewhat.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
And
Okay.
I love the grin. I love the grin.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what
He's so
camera
serious.
I'm looking at. So hold on a
So
second.
many cameras.
So many cameras. You know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Usually so serious. Must be all that CTS squad.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, we got another one. Chuck's wearing his business uniform this morning, which is nice.
Yep. Collared shirt.
Nice, Chuck.
Thanks.
All right.
Good to see Mike here. Hasn't been here in a while. And Andres Energy. Love everybody here.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my orange, my Florida orange representing.
Okay.
And it does taste different, man. From the Canadian orange, by the time it gets to Canada, I mean, it's nice, but when I hit Florida, that fresh orange juice, oh.
I don't even know what to say after that. Steve, what's happened?
Okay. So, I've been with you guys since last year. Met you at Funnel Hacking Live 2021, and
you can't get rid of us.
No, not at all. And so I got something in the mail. It isn't a mug, but I've been waiting for this, and it came in a big old box like this.
Oh, are you unboxing it?
Yeah.
What the heck?
I'm gonna unbox this in front of you guys.
All right. Wow.
Right on Caleb's.
You haven't opened that yet?
No, I just got it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there we go. Look at it. Recorded YouTube for the YouTube machine.
He's recording it.
Okay. All right.
My daughter tells me that's the new thing. They're making videos to go viral now about the package opening.
Well, this is happening live.
Yeah.
What is it? What is?
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. That is the trophy of trophies. What does it say, Steve?
Says in a second. There we go.
he can't have his reaction until it gets all undone.
Oh.
Wow.
Dude.
Wait, lift it up a little bit more.
Did you see that?
Oh my god.
Can't read it, but we can see it.
Can you
All
read
right,
it?
read it for us. Read it for us.
Says $10 million 8-figure club award. Says membership into the 8-figure club award for earning over $10 million with ClickFunnels.
Wow. That's sweet.
And then Steve.
Yeah, got our names on there.
Yeah,
Zaki,
nice.
Daniel Westing, Brandon Guthrie, and Dusty Ledbetter from Always Green Turf and Dream Design Labs.
Who's
2022.
Daniel?
Daniel is the owner of the the turf
Ag-
company that
the
we built the
agency,
funnel
yeah.
for.
And then who's Dusty?
Dusty is our he is our uh he runs the Facebook ads that
Oh,
Nice.
tell him to
he's
come work for me.
yeah, he'll show up. He's been a part of us this whole time. Just he's always busy running ads.
Oh,
So
Cool. Now, just for clarity, Steve, is that $10 million in your pocket or?
nope, that would be in our agents, our clients, our agency, the clients' pockets. So we make people wealthy. And next step is in my pocket. And
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well,
which is what we're doing here.
congratulations, Steve. Congratulations, Steve. That's
Awesome, man.
great.
Sir.
Woo!
All right.
Wow.
Celebrate
Guys.
him. Celebrate him.
Steve.
What's up? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Give me some-
yeah, that's right. So what
I
are
had to practice that.
since you did that, let's talk about that for a minute.
All
Like
right.
what are some things that you guys did? Like kind of walk us through the process, you know, the Reader's Digest version of the process to generate that kind of results through funnels.
Okay. Well, the first step was getting that not last year, year before, building the funnel. And but it's not just the funnel. Of course, it's a lot of planning, a lot of testing. Okay,
Right.
lots of testing. It's you get your results based on your data. That's for sure. A very big key. Of course, you got to have your messaging matching all the way from stopping the scroll, all the way connecting, all the way to matching the fulfillment. So you have a satisfied client. And every step in between. A big key factor, more than just delivering good qualified leads. You have to. The biggest key to get to be able to get these awards consistently and the results to get these is you got to have not only the great acquisition with in the funnel, but you got to have the great sales. Okay, without the sales, this couldn't happen. And then of course the fulfillment to keep it going, because it's consistency, because it's been a going towards 3 years of consistent winnings with the funnel that we won this award with.
Wow.
So it's a whole system. I talk about we have a super system, and you got to stay consistent on it. Always we've had to, you get with the ads, you get ad fatigue, so you're constantly having to keep up with the market. Even the way consumers, the way they consume advertisements and information, you got to keep up on that, be flexible. But everything we learn here on FunnelFlow Mastermind is we put into effect in this process. So lots of dedication, a lot of education and application.
There it is.
Really.
Bam.
You guys want to see the funnel that has generated, I don't know what we're up to now, like $15 million in clocked sales?
Yes.
Want to see that? All right.
Yeah.
So
Come on.
just remember, like, funnels are super complicated. Okay. Like, no one can do this. Only special people like Steve and Brandon and his team and Mike can be successful with these things. Okay. So just, I want you to be very intimidated at
Ooh.
how complicated this funnel is. Okay. Am I making my point?
Oh my goodness.
Watch out.
All right, get ready for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Drum roll.
Hey, wait, did it not share? Hold on, let
No.
me try again. I hit the wrong button.
That drum
It
roll.
was share fail.
Another drum roll.
Nice. Okay, all right. Try again. Up to. All right, can you see that?
There we go.
All right,
Here.
there it is. Boom.
Kaboom.
Super complicated. It's a quiz. Like,
That's right.
you own a home. Yes. Let's say single family home. is this, let's go both, all right? Zip code 92009. Water bill, oh, it's expensive. Gardener bill, is that
Yeah.
spelled right?
Oh,
Yep.
Gardner.
That's it.
Yeah, the D doesn't need to be.
Gardener?
Yeah,
Like,
take the D
They
out.
even have like misspelling on their $1 million.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be pretty. Come on.
Okay,
Oh,
all right.
man.
You don't even have to know how to
This is
spell.
great. My garden
Communication is an art form.
That. Okay, my name is Caleb. This
that's
is
truly
a
a done beats
test
perfect.
lead. Next. Nope at fake.com. Number is
Zip, 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 zip.
555-1212. That's the Full House number if you ever watched Full House.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
Congratulations. All right. And then
You
it
were
goes to this.
qualified.
You're qualified. Would you like a free estimate? Okay. You can
Yep.
see I've been here before. And
Test,
then
test. Lots of testing.
Mhm.
yeah, and then it's just a little sales page that basically says, why do you want that crappy old lawn? Do turf instead. So it's called an opportunity switch. So like this is
Right.
the old way of doing things. You can do things like the old, painful, slow way, or you can do it the easy way, right? So sales copywriting, it's not complicated. You're just presenting your case. Like, here's where you're at, and it sucks, but you don't need to be there anymore. So you're going to define the problem. You're going to agitate it. You're going to stick your finger in the wound a little bit. So like, ouch, that hurts. And then you're going to solve it. Okay. So look at this. They're defining the problem. All right. They're agitating it. Like, here's your choices currently. If you have grass, like no one likes it, but you don't even need to deal with all that. So we're not selling an improvement offer. Like, it's not a better grass. It's not a miracle fertilizer. It's like, you don't even have to mess with that old way of doing things. Try this instead. And this principle applies to whatever you're doing, whether you're convincing people hospice care, like, hey, you don't have to like live out your last days in an ICU, miserable, disconnected from your family. You can pass away peacefully in your bed, surrounded by your grandchildren, right? And you can have essentially an unlimited time period to do that, right? Things start to go south, like, stay out of the hospital. Like, there's this other way, right? So it's called an opportunity switch, right? Scott Landis. Hey, Scott, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Yeah. All right. Scott's opportunity switch with relationship coaching is like, counseling doesn't work, right? Counseling, you're just going to sit there and complain about your problems. No, talk to a coach. I'm just going to help you implement the things you already know you need to do. You need to be invest in your relationship. You know that you need to be the best version of yourself and bring that into your relationship, right? And so let's not complain about our problems. Let's like implement the solution we already know that you need to do, right? So that's an opportunity switch. So this funnel is a great example, and you can check it out yourself, agturf.co, of just an opportunity switch, right? And so they just run a ton of Facebook ads to this, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
I mean, it's not a ton of different ones, a lot of testing, but we get our winning ads and just run with them until they fatigue and then adjust them.
What's the name of that site again? AG?
Always green turf az.com. That's the main URL.
And then this is designed by a world-renowned funnel builder based out of Carlsbad, California. Oh, dang it. Where'd it go? Water. blueturf.co.
So it's always green turf at az.com?
No, always green turf az.com.
Oh, AZ. Capital.
Yeah, 'cause it's-
Everything in my neighborhood is blankaz.com. It's like the most popular business name. Everything is AZ this and something AZ that.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Onion.
We've got one neighbor a few doors down that's got that bloody turf. And I look at it and I keep thinking, all I want to do is get some artificial dandelions and go and stick them in the middle of the night. So he wakes up and has all these dandelions.
Hey, no
It's
cussing
awful.
on the FunnelFlow Mastermind. What's the B word?
Okay, so this version of the Always Green Turf page, this was designed, Gosh, what is going on with my share activity? Desktop too. Okay. This was designed by a world-renowned funnel builder based out of Carlsbad, California. Okay.
Wow. What's their name?
You've never heard of him before. Okay, so this was Chuck's client, introduced me to him. He said, hey, we need help with this turf thing. And I said, hey, I know a turf guy. Right. So I talked to Brandon and Steve, and they hooked me up with their funnel template and kind of plugged me into their system. So I'd like to say we modeled it, but we pretty much copied it, and we just changed the
You hacked
logo.
it, funnel hacked it. Just funnel hack yourself.
Funnel hacked it, right?
Yeah, just funnel
And
hack
so
yourself.
we did this for a turf company in Texas, right? So instead of the Arizona, it's the same story, right? I mean, people have the same grass problems in Texas as they do in Arizona. It's hot down there. And so we just swapped out their pictures, the Arizona pictures for the Texas pictures. Okay. All right, look at this sad homeowner mowing his lawn.
Bummed out.
On the lake in Texas, right? You see this is different jobs they do. You're saying goodbye to the old way of doing things. Say hello to those aspirational goals, your dog hanging out on the grass and pooping in your new turf lawn. It's really exciting.
Yeah,
right? You can have
hose it off.
Yeah. You still got to pick up the
Putting-
poop anyways, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a future $10 million funnel. We just launched ads to it, but here's the thing. Here's like, if I could just share my thoughts on this, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So find someone who is successful in your space. So this is this whole concept of funnel hacking. Find someone who's successful in your space and model them, right? Just, hey, that's working already. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just model them. As our friend Tony likes to say, Tony Robbins, success leaves clues. So if you see someone successful in the funnel space, or you haven't seen someone successful, like find someone who's successful, kind of doing what you're doing. And even if you have like a very unique thing, like what you're doing, Jason, just find another expert or a consultant who is building a following around a topic, right? And model what they do. Okay. And then once you kind of wrap your head around the strategy and what they're doing, then you can come into our workshop calls and we'll actually build it out live. We'll build these funnels out live together. Right. So my goal for the FunnelFlow Mastermind, this morning call is just all about opening your mind. It's about getting you excited it's about changing your paradigm. And then taking that information and then coming into one of the workshop calls or with me one-on-one or as my team grows with the team, it's like, hey, so-and-so's doing this, right? Here's my message. Can we model them? Can we put them together, right? So you build that little marketing engine, that MVM flywheel, and we're going to put some gas in that engine, right? And it's just that simple, right? And then we test it, and we refine it. Any thoughts on this, Scott, as we've been through this process many times with you?
I was just thinking about something unrelated. When I moved to Arizona, I couldn't believe how complicated the grass was here. You have to have like winter grass and summer grass. You have to do that process over and over again. It's weird. And I grew up in a place where grass just grows, like, whether you want it or not. And you only have to worry about mowing it. But in Arizona, it's like crazy. So I know that didn't help anything you were saying, but that's what was on my mind.
Which is great.
No, but what that does help with is recognizing that just like the weeds and so on around our own place is our medicine, the stuff in our own region is what we need to understand.
That's good.
And so within my model that apparently doesn't exist, I need to understand. That's helpful. I have to go find somebody that's as weird as me that's successful. Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's
So
I think you're hanging around a bunch of them right here.
I love it here.
Bunch of weirdos.
Mike,
Right.
drop your thoughts. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee.
I like that. There's
You're on the spot, Scott.
you mentioned, putting together this transition offer as opposed to an improvement offer. And I think it's a big point is seeing that there's something about those ambitious people, right? That are typically way up at the top at the 2% and up. And those are the ones that are like, okay, well, let's get you better. Let's get you to a better place. Whereas this
True.
is hitting on desire. Like, what does someone want? A quick fix, right? What makes for a quick fix? Let's get all that stuff out of the way that usually has to hassle with and give you something brand new that it's simple, quick, no problem, easy to take care of, easy to manage. And that just changes the dynamic, right? Of how it sounds, how it comes off.
Yeah.
I think it was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Love it.
people like, I mean, you know, people like improvement, that's for sure. But like, just like you pointed out, it's a small percentage, right? But there's a higher, much higher percentage that just needs the convenience. Not even just wants, but needs, also needs, wants and needs. And when you have something like that, and you present it properly to the right eyes, you know, you have success right there.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And then Sandra, I would say there's a couple things that came up and I thought about is what your desires. It could be, and then I think this is the key is you said something about having to connect with maybe that's something as weird as me. That is a home run right there. Exactly right. And then what you do is build that relationship. So just like someone, your best friend, you're like, I know this person, how they're wired. I've been with them long enough. And now I know what they're looking for, what they're really wanting. Is it wealth, style, intelligence? I mean, all these things of status. What is it really looking for? And then, you know, hey, I can give them massive value by this, passing over this, and just keep giving.
I think my market is looking to be their own warrior woman.
Wow.
Really, you
I
know,
agree,
it
I
doesn't
agree.
matter how successful people are. And my natural market tends to be women because men don't go into that emotional soft side very easily. But to recognize the power we have with our own words and the confidence to stand up. So I'm really feeling good about the speak up, show up, stand up, encompassing who I am. But I'm really blocked because at the moment, everything I'm doing is around speaking.
Right.
And Hector, you came to one of my classes and observed, but how to break through from there, I'm stuck. Hector was going to say something, I think.
If you just keep giving value the way that you're giving, it'll eventually grow into what you want it to be.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
would say, yes, give value. Okay, let me just say, I've been doing a free mastermind call, trying to deliver a lot of value for a couple of years now. And you should look at my car outside. So I think yes, give value, but give people a clear off-ramp to give you money. I don't know any other way to put that.
Yeah.
Give value,
Make these offers.
build relationships, but don't be afraid to make offers. And I've learned this the hard way, just by like overdrawing my bank account. Like, okay, yeah, value is great, but I need some value in the forms of Benjamins in my bank account, right?
Yes.
And this is a side note, but all right, I've been doing an agency for a couple of years now, and most people that come to me, they want help. I kind of build this custom quote and things like that. I'm starting to move into group programs where everything's a little bit more templatized and my costs are understood. But yesterday, I had a whale on the line, so to speak, and this guy just bought a yacht to travel around the world. So, right, that's the level this guy's operating at. He has an undisclosed private business, but we have like a really cool little relationship. I met him at Funnel Hacking Live, got to pray with them, and I don't know. It started as like a totally organic relationship, and I hadn't heard from him in a long time, so I was messaging him on Instagram, and then found out that he was about to travel the world in his yacht, and I'm like, "What kind of business do you have, by the way? Because whatever you're doing, I want to be doing anyway." And I thought, I'm going to make him an offer. I wasn't trying to pitch him. That wasn't my thought. I said, hey, whatever your business is, if you ever need any marketing help, let me know. He's like, do you have a price list? Like, just immediately. And I'm like, you know what? I don't have a price list, and I feel kind of dumb. Right. So I could have missed, and I don't think I did with this guy, but sometimes people are ready to buy. Sometimes people are ready to take action. And if if the path to go, if you have kind of a unique service like what you do, Sandra, or yeah, if you have a unique service, or if it's kind of customized, or it's you know, one-on-one or whatever, like you know, you don't go to a restaurant and say, you know, they're like, oh, what can I get you? Well, what do you want? Right? I've told this story before. Well, what do you got in the cooler back there? I don't know what ingredients you have. I don't know what your capabilities are. Right? Is this a breakfast joint? Is this a steakhouse? All right. I just show me a menu and I'll pick off the menu. Right. That's generally how you order at a restaurant. And a lot of coaches, consultants, and service providers, it's this like loosey-goosey, everyone gets their own unique offer, right? And that doesn't work for a lot of people, right? I'm sorry, diatribe. So I was up till like midnight last night putting together a price list, like everything I can like offer. And then if you ask me to do, I could do it. I just put it all on paper, right? Now it's not static, it's going to change over time. But as you are delivering value, like I had relational capital with this guy. And I saw an opportunity where I might be able to help him, might be able to serve him. He's in my ideal client. And, you know, I missed, right? And so anyway, just have a price list, right? Have a few packages that you can point and say, like, this is how you can hire me, right? And kind of going into our content today, it doesn't really make sense to build an email list, to build a following on social or whatever, unless and deliver value, invest in content production, invest in ads, unless you have a clear way for people to pay you. Okay. So that's kind of the back end of this, right?
I enjoyed your triad, whatever you called it.
Diatribe.
Diatribe, by the way, because it really made it clear what's going on in behind, instead of here's when we understand the background and the struggle. Okay, now it's going in my brain. So thank you. I did need that.
Yeah. So just make a price list. And it I don't it's been on my to-do list for a while. I recognize it's a problem, but there's nothing worse than a little sting of failure and a missed opportunity to motivate you to take the next step.
But
right?
you have relational. So I'm just going to add in there, when we have relational attraction, when we're already in the relation, that little blip isn't going to matter. You can go back to him very easily. Period.
Agreed.
You can go back. When we don't have a relationship, there's nothing to go back to.
I agree with you. I don't think all is lost is with that guy, but you know,
You just got a little smack on.
no, that's good. Like, and there's also this concept of like speed of money. Like, how fast can you make offers? How fast can you close those deals? And how fast can you fill your pipeline from prospect to lead to customer, right? And so unless you have that clear off ramp, and it's not this like you know, windy, you know, country road type of off ramp to your house, it's going to be slow for you. And it's been slow for me. And so I learned from me and just have a clear off ramp, have a clear list of offerings. I've been dragging Scott through this process lately. Right, Scott, like with your high ticket brochure.
Yeah, I was just putting a message in the chat to Sandra, but I'll say it now. Sandra, since we have a similar model, probably, I'd be happy to share mine. We can like schedule a call or whatever if you want
Beautiful.
to. I've learned quite a few things along the way.
Thank you, Scott. And
But
as
yeah,
always,
I'm still
as
refining.
always, I'm here to share as well. So hopefully once in a while, my little tidbits make a difference. I really
Absolutely.
appreciate being here.
There's my price list.
Come on. And
Boom, let's check that out.
Next time that happens, just text me, dude. I have you back. We've got you covered. There's a templatized everything.
Yeah, I should have. But my next step is to take this and kind of design it out and make it look pretty. But at least I have something usable, right?
Nice.
So it's,
Yep.
you know, it's and it's priced a little high with some margin so that if I do have relational capital, I can say, but you know what? And I said this, I texted this guy at like midnight last night. I said, hey, you prompted me to do this. Thank you. I wasn't trying to pitch you, but I just want to share. I put this together. And if you do need some support, 15% off, friends and family discount. And so, price your stuff a little higher in your posted pricing so that you can, because people always want to feel like they're getting a deal, right? So then you have some levers to pull on to, offer discounts or special offers or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway,
Very good. Very good.
also all that comes into the flywheel, right? Our content for today, we're still working our way through this book, right? And Zoom issues today. We'll say desktop 2. Where'd you go? Okay.
There you go. You can see it.
All right. So this is my beautifully designed lead magnet, which Natish and Afra helped me out with, or they didn't help me. They basically did it for me.
Nice.
So yeah. All right. So MVM workbook. Anyone need the link to this? Does everyone have their own copy?
I have mine.
Dr. Jason, Witness Protection Program. How are you?
I'm good. I don't have a copy of this though.
All right. I've missed you, Jason.
I know I've missed you guys too.
What's been happening with the business?
Slow growth, organic slow growth, but it's very slow. But I'm paying the rent now with it, so at least the last couple of months.
Nice.
Just
So we're not gonna die. That's good.
it's not bleeding me as much.
All right, I'll send that to you in a bit, Jason. Yeah. I gotta find where I dropped the file again. Anyway, all right. So in my email I sent out, I talked about at least 15 different ways you can capture an email address. All right. So the price list, which was kind of a side tangent, which I like to do, that's in the nurture and close. All right. So if we're publishing social, organic, whatever, and we're capturing their information, which is what we're talking about today, and we're speaking to our dream client, if we've done all that right, there's going to be an opportunity to actually, hey, what's your price list? How can I hire you? What's the next step, right? So whatever your sales process is, where it's more consultative, like our friend Jason there, or if it's more, transactional, like Chuck, he has like some predetermined services and, pick what you want. That's here in the nurture and close. And if they're not ready to buy, then you're publishing again, you're sending an email and you're capturing their attention. You're just bringing them around the merry-go-round of paying again. Okay. Until they just can't resist it. They have to give you money. Right. And so talking about today, just ideating. So if you go down in the workbook, what are different ways you can capture your people's email address? Okay. So these are just different ways that you can actually capture people's email address or contact information so that you can continue to nurture them and bring them around the flywheel. Okay. And so checklist, cheat sheet, template, right? Like I did resume writing services for a while for nurses. So like, here's kind of a resume template. It could be a funnel template. It could be, what's another template you could do, Scott?
I'm not sure.
I'm not either. That's why I asked you. All right. It could be a swipe file. Like it could be a collection of a whole bunch of like really helpful resources that your dream client might find helpful. So like, let's say you don't want to write a lead magnet. You could collect articles from all over the web. So you could curate information, right? So you could curate. So like Jason, you could curate our friend Jason Fitzgerald Smith. We have Dr. Jason, all right? The man in the shadows down there. You could curate medical articles about the benefits of hospice, right? Capture people's information and send that to them. All right. So you don't, and then maybe just write like a little intro, right? Or some thoughts on them, or tell them why it's important. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you're letting other people's content sell for you. Okay. It could be a script, right? A sales script, an interview script. Hey, Scott, the relationship coach, hey, wife, I really screwed up. Please accept my apology script, right? I could use one of those, right? How to speak up with confidence in a different scenario, Sandra.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So it could be a toolkit, right? So if your dream client likes, software, right? So, Mike, do you have like 10 software tools that you could probably put together in a list that someone in the marketing space might find helpful?
Got you covered.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Resource list, that's kind of similar. Calendar. What would a calendar be? I wrote that down. I'm trying to think what.
Yeah, you could do a production calendar of the timeframes as someone saying, hey, a project like mine, what do you say? How long does it typically take? And you can drop that calendar and say, use this as a way to break down how many days it usually takes to get you through it, especially when they're ready to go and do it themselves, right? A do-it-yourselfer. You got that lawn, it's ready to go. You want to install it yourself. This is what it takes. A lot of times it'll give them that dynamic of, wow, that's kind of a lot. What if I had them do it for me? It might be easier, might be cheaper in the long run. That's a way to turn that into a client as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or a challenge calendar, like a 30-day challenge, 60-day
Good.
challenge.
That's good.
Yeah.
It could be a time block calendar for somebody who's working on time management.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I guess it'd be finding out what it was that we're working on and make a calendar to that effect then.
Yeah.
Right.
Most things have a timeline attached. And
Right.
I found that as clients have more clarity on the process, exactly what do you do? How do you do it?
Oh, yes.
And they understand that, they're going to be a lot more excited to actually hire you.
Yeah.
Right. Or to engage with you.
Yep.
I know I keep picking on Jason, but he has such a unique thing, with hospice. Like it could be like your loved one's last year of life calendar. Like, here's how things normally play out. Here's when people, they wait till the bitter end, and then it's this like miserable exit, right? But you actually, let's look at it the other way. We're all going to die. What about having like the last year of life kind of be a peaceful time, like a time to make memories, right? Let's flip the script a little bit. If you start to notice these things, hey, you could now qualify for hospice. Doesn't mean you're on death's door. It just means that we're not going to we're not trying to be heroes anymore, right? And so the end of the last year of life calendar, right?
Yes.
And so start to have these conversations now, right? Start to get services set up, right? So
you don't even have a year generally. I think generally you don't have a year. And I relate back to my son. He was sick for over a year, yes, but you always hold out the hope that no, I'm going to overcome this. So you kind of get to the accepting stage maybe 2 months before. And he didn't even have a will, and I'm a financial advisor. He would not do as well. Well, we haven't decided who would look after the children. Stop it. So finally, I had to get one off the shelf. I phoned and asked him, I'm here in Staples. Shall I bring a will kit? Yes, please, Mom. And then when I sat down and had to write it with him and then read it to his wife and his mother-in-law, who said, Sandra, I can read. No, I need to do this because I'm not really a lawyer. I'm not supposed to mess in here, but this is my son. And after it was done, he gave me a big hug and said that was a huge help. And I finally got a little thank you from the others saying that was important. But people don't give up until that last, till it gets towards the end. But I've just been working with a lady whose husband now has dementia, never allowed her to do anything. She got the money to run the house with all these years, not quite my age, but almost. And she was just in a mess. So me being able to work with her enough to, quickly go through what the assets are. And her daughter came in like, you're fine. And you could see her take that big breath. So there's this kind of preparatory for the caregivers as well, not just for the person that's sick. But if you haven't gone through and understood the finances and what is it, when it is over, what situation, what do you need to know now? So there's all of that estate planning aspect that's wrapped around the emotional reality.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
again, that's Jason, that's what I do. So anytime that you would have people together, I could certainly come in and get them talking straight
So
I-
Jason,
with you there.
yeah. So looking at this list, Jason, and we went through this exercise with you last week. Like what is something that kind of jogs your memory that might be valuable to these families? Maybe it's not a calendar. I was riffing on the whole year thing, but what is a valuable resource that you can, and you don't need to pick one, right? You can have a whole bunch, right?
That's what I like about this. There's so many options. I mean, you guys giving ideas. If we start with the calendar, what I like about that is in today's model, because of that 11th hour referral to hospice, the time period in which someone is alive after that referral is very minimal. I mean, we're talking about hours, we're talking about days, we're talking about
Wow.
an average of 2.5 months, where, like I mentioned last week, the benefit is for a minimum of 6 months. And so someone could very comfortably be on services for a year. Studies show, and I can show medical journal studies show, that someone who receives hospice services sooner live longer. So these are all things that could make a very robust, calendar. I love
So are
the
your
aspect.
services, Jason, are your services, when you're saying services, they don't have to be housed in the hospice building then? Yes,
No,
okay,
they-
because I was going
they-
to say here we have hospice volunteers who are trained and go and sit in the home with the person.
So
Yeah,
here in this country, we have what we call a Medicare hospice benefit, and it's services to include an inpatient unit. But those
okay,
inpatient units, we have to be managing symptoms that are out of control. Symptoms that would put someone in a hospital, we would have them in an inpatient unit. But again, those are a part of 4 different levels of care of services that someone is already paid into and are available to them. I could probably utilize, of the 17 here, figure out a way to use all 17. I mean, these are just so many great ideas. I think the calendar, never thought of that. What I did think of is it's basically a family planning guide for hospice. So to include things like you mentioned, Sandra, whether it's the 5 wish, which is our version of advanced directives, actual advanced directives that cover both the financial, but I mean, this thing can go in so many different ways as far as resources for families. Even teaching medical professionals how to break that bad news or have that conversation, with families, which is something I've done, for the past 25 years. So tons of tools and resources in here. You just got to get the wheels turning and throw it out to the group, or throw it out and get some more feedback or ideas. But, if that was your question, Caleb, I see tons of things, whether it's, the articles that you were talking about, they're medical journals, studies, also the negative side. I mean, this industry has seen an increase, that has been tenfold in the last 25 years as far as providers are concerned. And with that being said, there are bad agencies out there. There are agencies out there that cannot provide the levels of care that Medicare is paying them to provide. And so when you have patients or families in a place where they elect hospice, now they're on those services. After 2 or 3 weeks, wait a minute, the services that I'm receiving here, the quality that I'm receiving here is not good. I need to find another hospice company. Well,
you could do it in the
purpose.
You could do it in the negative. It's like, 12 things to avoid.
Right.
Mm.
And
questions to ask, because in the financial world, with the agents and so on, it's the same thing. Like, are they certified? Have they got this training? How's their experience? All of that stuff. That's brilliant, Caleb. Yes.
Yes.
And
Or things to research. Maybe instead of avoid, here's
Things
your
to
research.
research.
Stay on the positive.
cool.
Now,
Well,
the primary goal of this movement, if you will, is for that end user to say, Jason, hey, beautiful hospice, I want hospice now. What are the next steps? And I want to be able to guide that process, because the end goal is ultimately all of these hospices, any hospice company will pay thousands of dollars a month for leads, and these leads that I'm capturing for them are absolutely convertible, whereas, through the education and through what I plan on doing as a resource and a funnel, these are people that are in a position, they need help.
Well, Jason, not to cut you off, but as a member of the FunnelFlow Mastermind, you get exclusive access to the FunnelFlow Lead Machine, which is a bundle of software services and all one easy to use place of funnels, websites, CRMs, sales pipelines. So we could set up a sales pipeline and a funnel that is capturing leads, and you could plug your different partner hospices in with it, and you could round robin, or depending on geography, basically pitch them leads, and then you run a report at the end of the month and you say, pay up, pay Big Daddy. All right. So there's a lot of cool things we can do with it. I want to do takeaways on our little chat today on any topic, whether it's turf to hospice to Chuck's beard, whatever is on your mind. We'll just real quickly, 30-second, what's your takeaway? And then I want to share some housekeeping kind of for a group calls going forward. So Chuck, what's your takeaway today?
Yeah. So my takeaway is, if you keep giving value, you want to make sure that you give people a clear offer to get money in your hand to pay for your services.
Love that. Right. Popcorn, you got to pick the next victim.
Oh man. Let's go to Scott.
Well, it didn't really get talked about, but what's on my mind is, that simple, you said that the funnel can be simple. And realizing that's true, I think there's so much work to be done in the traffic side of things. And like, if you have a elaborate or simple funnel, you got to get eyes on it. So that's my takeaway, is just, I'm focused on that this week.
Cool. Popcorn.
Let's do Steve.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So the one big thing that Mike had said, he mentioned what Coach Sandra was talking about, her weirdness, right? I just wanted to point out that, Sandra, that would be your just like what Caleb brings to Dan Kennedy information. That would be your unique selling proposition. That's the thing that makes you stand out. That's your purple cow, so to speak.
More of a pink cow, but
yep, right there. Pink cow, right? But yep, capitalize on that weirdness. You'll attract more.
Popcorn, Steve.
Oh, popcorn. Andres, what you got to say? Nope. He's still there.
He's muted.
He's gone to heaven.
Okay, Mike, let's hear from you again.
Yeah, brother. I appreciate it. How in the long run of this, and I think that's the key too, it comes down to how much we're relaying the inspiration. What I keep hearing, when we can inspire someone, they're gonna turn into something that's like, wow, this is fruitful. It's gonna be something they're gonna be appreciative of, as opposed to information. So I'm dropping this in the chat, just a reminder, the joy and deploy. So we're bringing joy, right? Helping someone get inspired, encouraged, uplifted, and then boom, drop information, because they're more open to receive it. And so that was a takeaway I got.
That's good.
Joy and deploy.
That's right.
Inspiration over information, encourage, give insight, educate last, joy and deploy. Yeah.
Sandra.
Thank you. Wow, there's a lot of takeaways for me. I'm making my little notes. I think the big thing for me is I don't know how to ask, because I haven't defined what my little menu is, although it's going to have lots of things in it. So I really have to just take all the little things I do, which might make them more palatable. I have my one paid class right now, which is $500 for the 6 weeks, and they would have an hour of talk, but it's still reaching out and finding those people to fill the class with. So I've got my beta class, my 4 people that are on scholarships, but I'm getting those recorded as well. So
There you go.
Good.
Awesome. Hector, you got a takeaway for us?
Yeah, Hector, come on.
Unmute yourself. You're muted, Hector.
Sorry about that. Hey, I think getting to know your market and the people that you want to, mostly sell to, and then being prepared by having like a price list or something that if someone says, hey, what do you got for me? You're right off the bat, you're ready to go with, your call to action and prices that are ready for it.
Nice.
Agreed.
Very good. Dr. Jason, you get the last one.
I would echo the having the off ramp for people to pay you, but also it struck me something that Steve said that even though you have a funnel that's up and running, a killer one like the one that they've generated, it still requires ongoing work to kind of tweak it to bring stuff in because of potential ad fatigue.
Yep.
That's something I'd never really thought about. Like, people will get tired of looking at ads, so you're going to have to tweak that stuff. So that was a pretty good insight for me.
Except there was this AT&T ad from the 90s. It was the Burr Hamilton ad where he has a mouthful of peanut butter and he said, who shot Alexander Hamilton? And he's like, that was a great commercial. I could watch. I'd still watch that today. And
No, that was Got Milk. Got Milk. That was Milk commercial, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it was the same tagline, but they had different creative, right? So, I mean, sorry, I'm about to monologue about ads. Don't let me do that.
You only have 2 minutes.
Some housekeeping. Okay, some housekeeping. So this Zoom webinar has been like a password protected link. It gives people problems. They have to sign in and like they lose the link. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a not password protected, and I'm going to have an automated email and text. It'll be the same link every time. So it'll be an automated email and text. And there'll be a button where you can add it to your calendar, right? But if you ever lose it, you're gonna get you'll just get a text like an hour before, and then when we start, right? And maybe the day before. So you'll get a text and an email, and the link will be everywhere, and you won't have to sign in. So there's that. Another thing.
I like the day before and the day of, by the way.
All right. You'll get plenty of notification from me, but just know that it's not going to be an email from Zoom in your inbox saying, join now. Okay. That's really the main thing.
But the link will be in it.
As my agency has gotten busier, I still want to help people kind of wherever they're at, financially. So if at this point, and I'm looking at Jason, the Jasons, Chuck, I know we have some work to do on your funnels. If your funnel is not live and your ads are not live, okay, basically you're not getting active leads in through a funnel. I'm adding another call where we're just working on funnel stuff. Okay, it's a drop-in call. It's not required. You could show up for 15 minutes. You could show up for the 2 hours. Okay, so the way it's going to break down right now, and as we grow, because I'm launching my own marketing. We'll have more people, but just for clarity. So the 8:30 to 10 a.m. call Pacific on Wednesdays, you can see that right here. That's really focused on if you need help with your messaging and your offers, your value ladder, just getting everything out of your brain and getting it onto paper and having a strategy in place. Okay. If you need help with that, that's what this workshop call is about. Okay. That's on Wednesdays. Now, if you need help with the tech, any element of the tech, right? Thursday morning, 7 to 9 a.m., whether it's just me working on funnels because I have a lot of projects to do, or we're working together, I'm showing you what to do because I can do it for you, but it's honestly more powerful if you understand the system too, because as leads start to come in, you're going to want to be able to navigate it. You're going to want to be able to make quick changes. And I don't want to be the barrier to your success, the bottleneck. All right. So this will be same thing. It'll just be like a standing Zoom link, and you'll be able to add it to your calendar, 3 dots. You can add it to your calendar. Anyway, so that's just if you need help with the tech. All right. And then once everyone kind of has their stuff going, we're going to add another call that's all about ads. So the idea is you're going to get your messaging taken care of, right, in one call. You're going to get your tech and funnels taken care of. So even if you get something launched and you want to build something new, or you're having trouble, or you just want some fresh eyes on your stuff, okay? Whether you're using my platform, ClickFunnels, or something else, right? Come to that Thursday call, right? And I know everyone's busy, and show up when you can, right? And then once we get everyone up and going, we'll have another call where we're just focused on ads, right? So kind of wherever you're at in your journey, there'll be a place to get you to the next step. And my goal is that if you can just show up, you're going to move the needle forward. And, within a few weeks of dedicated time, you'll have something up and going. Yesterday, Jill Seymour, she runs art events, came to my office. In 30 minutes, we had 2 funnels live for her. So it doesn't take a long time. It's just, honestly, everyone gets busy. It just takes a little bit of focus, right?
That's right.
And so also on these other workshop calls, specifically like the tech and the ads calls as they get live, my team will be there. So my copywriters, my funnel builders, my designers, everyone will be there. So even if you don't know how to do anything or how to design anything, just show up and we'll help you. Okay. So that's all. Any questions?
Yes. Are you ever going to have a couple trained VAs for your training and monitoring? Because I know when my head just goes, I follow what can be done, but I would need somebody. I just want to live now. I'm 75. Piss on it. I don't want to. I don't want to have to keep breaking my head.
I'm training. Part of these workshop calls is me training the VAs. So show up with them.
Good.
They learn how to do it. They understand my brain. And then eventually I won't have to be at every single freaking call on earth. You saw my calendar, right? So I'm trying to kill a few birds with a few stones, so to speak.
Because for me to go and vet a VA, I have no idea how to figure out who they are. So I need to know that somebody's been vetted, and I know they're from the Philippines and they do a wonderful, wonderful job. That's all fine. I have no problem with any of that. But they're then at the $7 or $10 an hour, which makes it affordable even for me, who wants to just be in front of the mic. I just want to do what I do.
Well, that's why you just need to show up, and we'll take it from there. Okay. Appreciate you all. See you in an hour. If you can join us, if you need help with your messaging or your offers, everyone should be added to that event. And I will invite you all to our call tomorrow if you want help with your actual funnel. So appreciate you. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Love you guys.